Hello, everyone. Hopefully you're off to a good start for the week. We here in the US, we had a time change this weekend, and so that's always makes things a little bit different. I personally love all the light of daylight savings time, but it's nice to have it light in the morning for folks who need to be out and traveling at that time. So hopefully you're feeling energized and ready to have a nice afternoon of Hatha Yoga asanas. And if you're feeling tired or sluggish, this will be a great routine for you. But our goal today is both mental and physical strength. And they kind of work off each other. When our body, when our body isn't feeling well, mentally we're kind of slumpy. And that's why I mentioned if you're feeling a little sluggish, this might be a good routine for you. And if our mind is alert, it does help our body to feel stronger and better. So we'll be working with both things today. So thank you so much for being able to come. And let's begin by putting our awareness between the eyes, just above the eyebrows, in the third eye. That's a great place for mental strength and helping us to have physical strength as well. So we're going to start our routine with 4 breaths. We inhale, sensing that light and energy starts at the base of the spine. As we inhale, it travels all the way up the spine, all the way to this point, this third eye. And then we exhale, we're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. When we exhale, it goes all the way down to the base of the spine. So let's begin with 4 of those breaths. Always nice to start with some deep breathing. So now as we begin our routine, we're going to move to another breathing technique, which is our full yoga breath. We want to completely fill our lungs with energy and air. So bending forward, exhaling completely. And as we inhale, we're just tracing that flow of breath, filling our lower, middle, upper portion of the lungs. We expand our arms to a Y. And then as we exhale, we're completely emptying our lungs of any air. And now 3 more, Joan, right? Oops. Hopefully you're already feeling in the yoga mood, nicely centered and in a very peaceful place. Our first pose is called the awkward chair. So I'm going to turn sideways and show you what it looks like first. It's a little bit different variation of our regular chair pose. So I'm going to bring my arms up. I'll stretch up first, back down on the heels. Then I'm going to bend my knees, bend way forward, arms extended out in front of me, just like an awkward chair. And then from there, we're going to do some twists. So I'll just come back up and let's do this together. So bringing our arms up, stretching up on our toes, back down on our heels, and now bending our knees, bending forward, reaching out in front of us for the awkward chair pose. And now we're going to bring our palms together. We'll do a twist. So bringing your right forearm to your left thigh, and we're twisting. And then we're going to come back to the awkward chair pose. And then to the other side. And then back to the awkward chair. And we're going to come up, stretch one more time, back down on our heels, and lower our arms. Next, we're going to do warrior two. So stepping out with your left leg, right leg is extended, arms up. You want to keep your body centered. You don't want to be leaning forward like that. Arms parallel to the floor. This is a very classic pose for building both inner and outer strength. And now we're going to just come forward, bringing our hands to the mat, bouncing on our left leg, raising the right leg. And if you're comfortable, you can bring your hand to your hip or just keep both hands on the mat. And then bringing your hand back to the mat, stepping back to a mountain. And then walking your hands and feet together to come back to standing. And now the opposite side, so stepping out with the left leg, right leg is extended behind us, arms are up, looking over your right shoulder. And then we're going to come forward, bringing both hands to the mat, balancing on our right leg, lifting our left leg. And if you're comfortable, you can bring your hand to your hip. And then we'll lower our leg, again, stepping back to a mountain. And then walking your hands and feet together, coming back up to standing. And now we're going to do a classic triangle, so feet wider than the shoulders. We'll bring our arms up, arch back, and then coming forward, bringing your left hand to the left knee, calf, or foot. Torso is midway between both legs, opposite arm is extended, and we're looking up. And now we're going to untwist, arch back again, and we'll bring our feet together and lower our arms. And now the other side. Again, a nice wide stance. We bring our arms up, arch back. And this time it's right hand to the right knee, calf, or foot, torso midway between both legs, and looking up past our outstretched hand. And again, we'll untwist, coming up slowly, arch back. Just a gentle arch back. Feet together and lower our arms. We're going to do a dolphin pose next. So to do this, we're going to come to our hands and knees. And it's a little easier to get into dolphin position this way. And then curling our toes under, coming up into a mountain, and then bringing our forearms to the mat. And then you could bring your chin in front of your hands and behind them. We'll do that 3 times. And then coming back to our hands and knees. And then stretching back to a mountain. And walking our hands and feet together to come back to standing. And now we'll step to the back of our mat. We're going to do a jackknife next. So bringing our arms up, stretching up on our toes, back down on the heels, flat back, and then just relaxing down. This is a great pose to review your body for tension any place you feel it. Just try to let it go or soften it. And then grasping ankles, calves, and knees. Draw your head in a little closer. And then release your hands. Palms together. We'll come up very slowly, bending your knees a little bit. And when you come up, make sure you're rolling your back up. And now a backward bend, so stepping forward with the left leg, down onto the right knee, adjusting your left leg forward and arch back. And then bring our hands down. We adjust our balance and stand up. And now the opposite side, so coming down onto the left knee, right leg comes forward. We'll shift our weight forward a little bit, making sure that our knee is not past our ankle, and then arch back. And then you can bring your arms down, readjust your balance, and stand up. We're going to move to the front of our mats now. We're going to do salutation to the sun. But as we do it, we're going to spend a little extra time holding in the slant board position, in the mountain, and the cobra. So let's step to the front of our mats, palms together. We'll arch back, And then come forward, fingers and toes line up. Stepping back with the left leg. Right leg back. Now we're in that slant forward position, or it's a plank, it's another name for it. We're just holding it a little bit longer than usual. And then down on the knees, chest, chin, or forehead, up into a cobra. And then coming to the mountain. And then stepping forward with the left leg, right leg forward, palms together. We come up and arch back. And then coming forward, fingers and toes line up. Stepping back with the right leg. Left leg back, we're in that slant forward position, we're gonna hold. And we'll come down and up into a cobra. And then up into a mountain. We're holding the mountain as well. We're holding the cobra a little longer. And then stepping forward with the right leg, left leg forward, coming up. And one more arch back. And pause. And now we're going to do the garland pose. It's a nice wide stance. We're going to come into a sort of a squat position, kind of like we're sitting in the air. You can have your hands up and arms up with the mudra, first finger and thumb, or you can have them on your thighs, or you could be in pranam. All three variations are great. And then we'll come out, we'll straighten our legs, feet together. And then you can lie down and rest in Savasana. You can sit up now and face your screen. I'm just going to turn sideways because we're going to sit in a simple cross-legged position and then slide our arms forward, bringing our forehead to the mat. And then walking your hands back up. And now we're going to just do a half lotus position. You can place your right ankle up on your left thigh, and just letting that knee sink down. This is helpful in building strength and releasing tension in the hips, the knees. You can lean your elbow on it if you want. Don't press it hard. Just let it go by itself, but you can just lean on it a little bit. And then we're going to change. This time we put the opposite foot on top. You'll probably find that one side is a little more tense or higher than the other. And this particular practice will help to get them evened out. Great. Head of the cow next. So starting with your left leg underneath, your right leg crosses over the top, left arm underneath, right arm up and over. Voila, the cow's head. It's great for releasing tension in the hips, shoulders. And working over our arms. And now the opposite side. So this time the right leg's underneath, left leg's on top, right arm underneath, left arm up and over. And again, you may find that one side there's a lot more tension than the other. That will even out over time. And we'll release our arms. And now we're going to move into the head to the knee. So right leg is extended, left foot's into the thigh. Let's limber our upper back first. And then crossing our wrist, we'll rotate our ankle a few times in each direction. And then sitting up, palms on the thigh. Nice deep inhalation and then moving in at your own rate. We'll do a variation. So taking your hand that was in front of your leg and bringing that behind your leg. And just keeping your head towards your knee. And then back to the original position. And then we'll come back up. And now the other side. And let's start with limbering the upper back first. And again, rotating our ankle a few times in each direction. And palms on the thigh, moving in at your own rate. And our variation, bringing your hand to the back side of your leg. And in the original position. And then we'll move out and back to cross-legged. We're going to do the staff pose next because we're working on strength and it's very strengthening. It seems like a very simple pose, but it works every muscle in our body. So legs are out straight, your feet are flexed, your hands are next to your hips, your shoulders are down and back. And that's the pose. And release the staff pose. We'll pause with our legs outstretched. And we're going to do a twist with straight legs. So keeping your right leg straight, we're going to cross the left over the right. Bring the left hand behind us. The right hand comes around to grasp the left leg or foot, or it can wrap around that leg. Either position. And we'll twist. We'll pause with both legs out straight. And now the opposite side. So keeping that left leg straight. Sorry. Right leg crosses over the left and comes around the right leg. And right arm behind you, we're looking over the right shoulder. And we'll untwist. Straighten both legs. And now we'll do a posterior stretch. So bringing our arms up, lengthening our spine, reaching out for our toes. 2 fingers around the big toe, thumb across the top, our hands resting on your legs. Head towards both knees. And then we'll sit back up. And then move into an inclined plane. Bring the left hand back, right hand back. You can make a fist to protect your wrists. Lifting up. And if you prefer, you can always do a tabletop. So bringing your feet in a little closer. And coming up tabletop. And then you can lower yourself down. We move on to our hands and knees now for a cat. And we're going to, you want to have your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to arch the spine up and then down. And we're going to do that 10 times. Really going to help strengthen our back. And then bringing the left knee to the forehead, and then bringing that leg up behind you. And then forehead to the mat. Knee into the forehead and down. Right side. And then forehead to the mat. Knee to the forehead. And then we'll do our head and hips one way and the other way again. And then stretch back. Forehead on the mat. And then we'll come into the front. And we'll move into a hare, so dropping your hands to your sides, forehead to the mat. And then bring your head in a little closer to your knees, grasp your heels in your hands, and raise your hips. And then lower yourself down. Keep your forehead on the mat. And then coming back to the firm. And now let's move into a camel. So coming onto your knees, you can put your hands behind your lower back and push forward, or curl the toes under, reaching back for heels. If you want to do a variation, you can bring your palms together in front of your chest or over your head. And then to come out and back down into the firm. And next, we're going to do a twist, just sitting in the firm, a very simple twist. So bringing your right hand to your left knee, Left arm comes behind your back. You can make a fin behind your heart or bring your arm all the way around your waist, looking over your left shoulder. And then back to center. And now the opposite side. Either way, and behind the heart, or hand wrapped around your waist. And we'll untwist. And we're going to do a frog next. So opening your knees apart, you want your bottom as close to the mat as you can get it. Just sitting in this upright frog is great to help release tension in the knee area. If you want to go farther, slide your hands forward, bringing your forehead towards the mat. And then walking your hands back up. Pause in the upright frog. And then come back to the frog. And now we're going to slide forward, coming into the Sphinx pose. And then slowly lowering ourselves down. When we don't need to use our arms, we bring them to our sides. And then forehead to the mat. And then cheek to the mat. And we'll do a bow next, so forehead to the mat, bending your knees, and then lifting your torso and legs. And then lower yourself down. And you can roll over onto your back. So we're going to bend our knees. We're going to come into a boat. We're going to do the boat with bent knees, so rather than straight knees. And we'll lower ourselves down, but keeping our knees bent, feet flat on the mat. And now we're going to drop both knees to our left side. So we're going to do a supine twist, but with both knees bent, extending our arm behind us and looking over that shoulder. It's okay if a knee is up in the air. It's just And then bring our knees back to center. We'll straighten our legs to pause for a moment. And then bending our knees, and we'll move to the other side. We drop our knees to the right this time, and extending our left arm behind us. And we can escort those knees back to center, straighten our legs and pause again. And then we'll bend our knees. We can do threading the needle. So left ankle on the right thigh, wrapping your hands around that thigh, bringing that thigh closer to the chest. Then you can rotate your right ankle 3 to 5 times in one direction, and then 3 to 5 times back in the other direction. Then we're going to release our hands, but hold that position. And then lowering that leg. It's very strengthening to hold in that way without having our arm wrapped around our leg. And now the other side. And then we'll rotate the ankle 3 to 5 times in one way. And then 3 to 5 times the opposite way. And then we'll release our hands and just hold in that position. And then lower that leg. Straighten both legs. And then we'll bring our feet together, knees apart for Supta Baddha Konasana. And then we'll put the left hand on the navel, right hand on the chest. And just let our knees drop towards the floor. Don't try to make them go down, just let them relax down. And then you can straighten your legs, release your hands, and we'll prepare for deep relaxation. It's good to start by rubbing your palms together briskly till they get warm, and then palming your eyes. And then lowering your arms to the mat. Taking a deep inhalation, exhalation. Visualizing a beautiful, soft white mist surrounding your body. Just feel light, like you're floating on a cloud. Now we're going to allow this mist to move into the toes of our left foot, relaxing our left foot. And this continues up the calf, relaxes the knee, thigh, and your hip. Your left leg really relaxed. The soft mist fills the toes of your right foot. Then it relaxes your right foot, calf, knee, thigh, and hip. Both legs completely relaxed. This very gentle mist fills your abdomen, and it brings peace and calmness to your heart, your lungs, your chest. Moves around the back to fill your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back. The sweet mist now fills the fingers of your left hand, relaxing your hand, your forearm, elbow, your upper arm, and your shoulder. Your left arm relaxed and free of tension. The sweet mist fills the fingers of our right hand, and it fills our hand, our forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. Both arms free of tension. Sweetly the mist fills your neck, and it brings peace and calmness to your jaw, teeth, tongue, lips. It fills your left cheek, your right cheek. It fills your left eye, your right eye. Now the sweet mist moves around to fill your brain. It relaxes all your brain cells. It relaxes your thoughts, your feelings. This loving mist now moves out to touch every hair on your head. Your entire body is now completely relaxed. And this leaves your consciousness free to expand. It expands beyond your room. It expands to the community, throughout the country, throughout the continent. It expands beyond mountains, beyond trees. It expands to the galaxies. It expands beyond galaxies, beyond galaxies, beyond, till the entire universe is but a speck of light in one tiny corner of your infinite peace. Enjoy. Now it's time to bring our consciousness back from the universes, back from the galaxies, all the way back to your body. Returns first, behind your eyes. It fills your face, neck, and throat with renewed vitality and renewed consciousness. It moves down the left arm to the fingertips, down the right arm to the fingertips, down your back to the hips, into your heart, lungs, chest, abdomen, left leg to the toes, right leg to the toes. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And inhale, stretch your arms above your head, tense. And exhale, lower your arms. And then sit up and face your screen. So we'll do a little medulla massage just to make sure we're fully grounded and ready for the rest of the evening. So 3 fingers of each hand, finding that spot where the neck meets the skull, and we'll massage 3 to 5 times in one direction, and then 3 to 5 times in the other direction. And then push back and drop forward. One more time. Push back and drop forward. Great. So hopefully you're feeling strengthened, both inner and outer strength, and a lot more flexible and at peace. So thank you so much for joining me today. And for those of you who can stay, I will turn off the recording and I'll turn cameras on. Jai.